We're live. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. This is my husband, Seth Rudetsky. I'm James Wesley. Welcome to Stars in the House.
What up?
Someone emailed and said, are you guys really that surprised when it pops on? And we're like, yeah, we are, because we're
My technical skills, no joke, I do not know how to use a remote. It's such an unfunny stand-up joke, but I really don't. I'm like, James, I can't turn on the TV. I don't know how this works.
That is really true.
So I can't believe that this is ever live. So anyway, this is Stars in the House. Oh, this is Seth and James. This is Stars in the House. It's a twice a day, basically
matinee and evening.
Matinee and evening to just feel good about our disconnection right now, but also if you can, to donate some money to the Actors Fund. We began 2 weeks ago last night. 2 o'clock and 8 o'clock. What do you want to say?
We started with Kelly O'Hara. That was March 16th.
What show is this?
And this is number 31. Wow. And we have raised, with everyone's help.
By the way, and I just want to say, we don't have corporate donations. People at home, mostly unemployed, are giving 25, 30. It's so crazy.
This is like Jerry Lewis Telethon is what we're doing
It's
here.
so generous. So out of these small donations, listen how much we raised in just 2 weeks.
Over $123,000, all for the Actors Fund. And to explain the
just for actors, why do they need money?
Well, we actually have one of the stars of This Is Us who will explain in her own personal account how it helped her. But for right now, the Actors Fund is for every professional in the performing arts across the country. This is not just New York. This is not just Los Angeles. This is for everyone. You know, this is for people who work. I say it over and over again. People who work in local regional theaters, who not just on stage, but backstage, who work in the artistic director's office.
Paint the sets, lighting, box office
musicians,
people, publicists, and anybody. I'm going to keep saying it. I don't know what it is. A key grip and a best boy. I don't know what it is, but if those two professions need money, they can go to the Actors Fund.
I mean, by the way, I did closed captioning for most of my 20s and into my 30s, and for a time I needed help from the Actors Fund, and because I'd done closed captioning, I qualified. So, and it helped me, I think, with my utility bill. So they're fantastic, and of course the need has never been greater than right now.
Because not only is everybody literally not working, but by the way, it's never been easier to get major stars to do like a live stream because everyone's like, I'm home. So anyway, that's a good one. But nobody's working. But on top of that, the Actors Fund, they're always giving out tons of money to people because actors are basically unemployed. Most people in show business don't have work anyway. But their major ways of fundraising has been cut off. Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS gives them big donations from what's it called? From the Red Bucket Brigade. That's canceled. Their major fundraiser with Matthew Broderick and Sarah Jessica Parker, canceled. So the regular way they make money has been canceled, and they need more money than ever. That's why we're doing this, and there's so many other things we're doing. Okay, what else do we have to say? We have so many comments. Hi, guys.
Well, we have to remind people about the auction, the eBay auction, because some of the first items that we put up are about to come down tomorrow. So, just to remind people, you want to show how it started?
It all began with Joanna Gleason from Into the Woods.
Who surprised us.
And she said, oh, by the way, I happen to have this staff from Into the Woods that Bernadette Peters held as the witch. You know, go to the wood. So that's her holding the staff. She's like, why don't I put it up for auction? We're like, that's an amazing idea. Everybody has crap in their house that they've stolen. You know, everyone steals their shoes, their costumes, their props. So now everyone's auctioning stuff. So and you
know what it's up to, Seth? $2,375.
Isn't that amazing? All for sovereign lovers.
That's right. And even in Audra McDonald's Baby from Ragtime. All right, go.
I need to use the pedal.
All right, go ahead.
So Audra McDonald's Baby.
She had two babies in Ragtime.
Yeah, so one that she held, right, and the one that she actually buried in the ground. Poor thing. The baby's up for auction. Literally, the baby that she had in Ragtime, and by the way, she said, this baby is 22 years old. It needs to leave the house. How much is that up for?
It's up to $1,000.
So go to starsinthehouse.com to make a donation and to bid. And we have so much more stuff than that.
Oh my gosh. And you know, speaking of, let me get my glasses.
Yes.
These are the donations that came in at the end of the last show.
We'd like to read people's
names.
Just a
few for you, you know.
A smattering.
Thomas from Ontario, $15. Amanda from New York.
Ontario, that's so nice.
That's right. Amanda from New York, $25. David from California, thank you for donating $50. Allison from Washington, $25. Isabel, she didn't say where she's from, but she gave $200 to the Actors Fund. Christine from Massachusetts, $10. Jill from Missouri. I don't know if we've had anyone from Missouri.
We never get a lot of Midwest people. Thank you, Missouri.
$25. And Joe Beth from Oklahoma, $100.
By the way, today's the anniversary of Oklahoma opening back in 1943. Synergy, people. Synergy.
I think we should, before we bring on, I think we're going to bring on Dr. John
Yes.
LaPook.
So,
but you want to make the announcement that's starting tomorrow? Because now we can.
Okay.
I think we should.
So we're doing these shows twice a day, 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. James came up with the idea of doing matinees at 2 o'clock, and then weirdly it became every single day.
And it was until Broadway opens, which we know is indefinite. Yeah.
So, but then we thought, what's better than a matinee lady? So many ladies would go into New York and see matinees. So we decided to actually add matinees of shows Wednesdays and Saturdays. We're going to do full shows here. We're not going to be starring in them.
No.
We're going to have major Broadway stars doing full plays. Full plays.
So the very first one, this is the first time we're announcing it, is going to be tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, matinee, 2 p.m. And unlike these episodes, by the way, that live on our website, these are only going to be on live. So if you got to catch them live, or that's bye-bye. But we have gotten the permission and the best wishes, the blessing of Andre Bishop, who's the head of Lincoln Center, and Ben Wasserstein,
Wendy Wasserstein's brother,
to produce a one-time only reading of the Heidi Chronicles, and it's the entire original Broadway cast. We're talking Joan Allen, we're talking Peter Friedman, Boyd Gaines, all the way to Cynthia Nixon, all originated, recreating their Broadway roles, the Heidi Chronicles.
Exciting. That's our first one. And we have a lot more coming
Charles Bush is going to be joining a Tale of the Allergist's Wife on Saturday matinee, and on and on. Harvey Fierstein wants to do it.
Tony Shalhoub
and Brooke Adams. We've got a lot. That's coming up.
So this is us. You're next.
That's right.
Think of a play you guys want to do. You don't have to sing.
No singing required.
Another one watching.
So let's bring Dr. LaPook on.
Yes. So this show is full of a lot of fun and music and connection, and also please make donations. But we also have up-to-the-minute medical advice, as all shows should. So here's the chief medical correspondent of Stars in the House.
And CBS News.
And CBS News. Yeah. But Stars in the House more important. Please welcome Dr. John LaPook.
Hey, guys.
Dr. LaPook.
Hi.
So quick, what day is it?
Tuesday.
Wow, I literally forgot.
Right? So that's what's happening to all of us. We're in this, I don't know, there may be something good that comes of it, where we're calming down, we're in the moment. My mother, may I remind you?
Please tell that story, Orange. This is so in the moment. It's so
growing up, my mother was very much in the moment. So she would, when I was a kid, she'd have an orange in her hand. She would say, before she peeled it, she would say, "At this moment, this orange has never seen the light of day." And then she would peel the orange. This moment, this orange. I mean, today you would call it mindfulness. Back then, it was just my mom peeling an orange. But it was that same appreciating the moment. And that's what I mean by, what day is it? Actually, do we need to know what day it is? And we're sort of appreciating.
We're in the moment. By the way, my sister's obsessed with you. Just want to say, hi, Nancy. Hey, Dr. John. She loves you. Okay, so
piece of trivia for you, okay? Who out there knows where quarantine came from? The word quarantine. So it comes from the Italian 40 giorni, means 40 days. Because in the 14th century, in Venice, ships would come in and there was the bubonic plague, right? The Black Death.
Yeah.
That was devastating Europe. And so the ships were made to wait outside 40 days before the people could get off, because after 40 days, they were either dead or over the plague. And that is where the word quarantine comes from.
And that's why you went to Yale. Okay, so I have one just question for you. Norm Lewis, Broadway star, Phantom of the Opera, sent me this crazy article about a choir. Nobody was sick, but they all got infected. And he's like, now everyone thinks it travels in the air. And I said, no, it's called people touch music. They pass it around, they touch their face. What's your take on it?
Yeah, that's a compelling story. So right from the beginning, and we've mentioned this a few times, and I spoke to Tony Fauci about this a month ago when this just started, and I was interviewing him for the 60-Minute story, and I asked about this concept of aerosolization, right? So we think that the main driver of the infection is droplets coming out of your mouth, either hitting somebody or, more likely, since rarely does somebody sneeze on you, falling on something else, you touch it, then you touch your hands to your face. But the asterisk is there a component, some part of it that's aerosolization, where the tiny particles hang in the air? And back in SARS in 2002, there was an apartment house in Hong Kong. This is what Dr. Fauci told me about, where it seemed like that might have happened because it kind of went through the ducts in a one. So there's always been that possibility. And with that choir, it just seems they were separated from each other, not by 6 feet, but by a little bit. They apparently were not touching each other in that way. So it might have been hanging in the air to some extent. And I did see a video that just got, I think it was today or yesterday, where there were some experiments where people sneezed or they coughed, and you could see with a laser and a special light and special setup the particles, and they can kind of, the droplets fall down, but the little particles may be suspended in the air a little bit. There was a study a couple of weeks ago now where they sprayed it artificially in the air, and it seemed to hang in the air for a little bit. So that's part of the unknown here. To what extent is that contributing? You may be able to isolate the virus in the air experimentally, but how much is it contributing? And that's part of this business now also of, should people be wearing the same surgical masks that doctors wear? The best ones are the N95. They really protect very well. The next level down are the surgical masks. But remember, the virus is 1/10 of a micron. It could go through or around that. And we were saying for the general people, the CDC has been saying, well, you can wear them and you're sick, so if you sneeze, it protects other people. But it may not give you, they're not recommending it for everybody just walking around. But now they're talking, this is not out there yet officially, but they're talking about, is there some partial protection that you get by wearing a mask from the world out there? So that remains to be seen, because they are recommending it because of the shortage of N95s. They're saying, well, you don't have an N95, which is the best. If you're a doctor or a clinician or nurse and you're in a medical setting, where the surgical mask is better than nothing. So if it's better than nothing for doctors and nurses, why isn't it better than nothing for everybody else? So this is evolving. They're talking about it, and the main thing is availability. If there were 1 billion N95s, maybe we'd all wear those. There are 1 billion surgical masks. Sure, why not? There could be one slightly downside if you wear the same mask over and over. It could be a place where virus accumulates and gathers. I know it's so nobody likes to feel out of control. I don't, and this uncertainty of not knowing the answer. Come on, we're asking you a question. What's the answer? But people have just got to know that a lot of smart people are working on this. And there is good news, which is that in places all around the world, in China, South Korea, this social distancing really seems to matter. It seems to be working in areas here where it's starting to slow down a little bit. So I know it's tough, everybody, but keep the faith. Keep doing it.
All right. Well, basically, the end of the story is if people just keep socially distancing and washing their hands, it's going to go away.
It's definitely going to go away. The question is, are we going to get this huge spike where the healthcare system is overloaded and cracks, or are we going to flatten it so that we can handle it? Because
We're going to flatten it. We're going to flatten it.
On that note, before we say goodbye, I've seen some journalists starting to use the term physical distancing instead of social distancing, which I actually prefer, because we are socially distant right now, and yet, you know what I mean? But I mean,
it is a better term. We're physically, and we've been talking about that, right? Even as we're apart from each other physically, we have to stay emotionally connected. And so you're right. It is, to quote Seth Rudetsky, it's a bit of a misnomer to say social distancing, because we are all social creatures, and look what we're doing to stay together socially. And orchestras all over the world, like from Rotterdam, are all playing, even though they're in different rooms. And in the Upper West Side, you got to play that one of these days.
I'm going to load it. Everybody clap.
Seconds on the Upper West Side. It brings tears to your eyes. Everybody out there, 7 o'clock, clapping for the first responders. So, people are amazing. People surprise you, don't they? Or maybe it's not a surprise by now.
Dr. LaBouque, you're always a ray of sunshine. All right, we're going to bring you back in case This Is Us has any questions for you or to say goodbye. Peace out. We're going to see you soon. Dr. LaBouque, I say peace out. And now we're going to start. I'm going to try to. You're going to bring everybody up?
I think so. I think you're going to. He's winging it, folks. So we're going to see everyone right here. All right. Mandy Moore.
Hi.
Chrissy Metz, Chris Sullivan, and Rachel. Susan, Kelechi Watson.
This is not.
That was fantastic.
Still got it. So great to have you guys here. Have you guys been Zooming each other during this whole hiatus, or is this the first time we've seen each other?
We've been texting.
We've been texting, but not. I haven't been able to see everyone's face. Hi, guys.
Hi. Look at Rachel. Hey, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
What a quarantine.
Okay, first off, thank you so much for being here. You know, This Is Us is one of my favorite shows, and
He's obsessed.
but we're here for the Actors Fund, in addition to making spirits, people lift their spirits. But Susan, you actually have a particular story about the Actors Fund and why it's important. Do you mind sharing it with everyone?
Not at all. So, Chrissy has talked about this. I've not talked about it as much, but I'm totally willing to talk about it. Like before This Is Us, maybe like a year before I got the show, I was like really broke, like really poor, and I was trying to figure out like what to do next and like how to pay bills. Like I was just like my means and like what I was, making and earning is were not meeting each other. And somebody told me about the Actors Fund. They were like, they pay like a month of your rent and like they'll take care of a bill. And I was like, what is this magical place that pays your rent? What is this? So I took a trip to Midtown and one of the things I remember the most, just sitting and talking with somebody at Actors Fund, it was the first time somebody sat me down and was just compassionate about the plight of the artist. They were like, yo, like, you don't need to struggle to be an artist. You're not supposed to be a starving artist. You know what I mean? Your art, is worthy of, a certain amount of compensation and all this kind of stuff. And that was the first time I ever heard that. So that was like revolutionary. And I thought, oh, wow. And this was somebody who was like validating my experience. And then they like took me aside and like went through all my bills and went through how I was spending money and how much money I had and told me what they could give me. They paid some of my rent. They helped me. They put me in classes to show me like what a side hustle would look like. And there was just all these resources. They have a clinic. There was just so much that was there for somebody who just didn't have much at the time. And I said at that moment, I was like, when I have it, when I got it, I'm giving it to the Actors Fund. Mm-hmm. So I was so excited to be invited to do this with you guys and to be able to donate to them now that I could donate.
I love that story. I just want to say two things about the Actors Fund. One of the really amazing things they have is it's so specific. They have the shoe fund. So if you're going to an audition or an interview for a day job and your shoes just look horrific, they literally will give you money to buy new shoes. It's so specific.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. The other thing I want to say is,
I think I might have got that one too. Yep.
Okay. The other thing I want to say is I forgot to warn you guys. We always say it. This medium that we're on, StreamYard, basically you can't talk at the same time and be like, oh my God, that's totally right. Because then every voice cuts out. So you have to be like a newscaster and if someone else is talking, you have to just be like,
that's hard for our cast, right?
Oh, and I'm Jewish. It's impossible for me because I want to keep interrupting. So I'm just
You're doing
sitting.
a very good job so far.
Okay.
Like,
So one of the questions that I'd like to ask everyone is how are you staying healthy during all this, whether it's emotionally, physically, spiritually? Mandy.
Meditating. Trying to find purpose every day. Like I've been trying to have some sort of loose routine. I found that to be very helpful. Like moving my body, going on a walk or exercising. I don't know. It sort of changes day to day. I've also been like delving into watching old movies, like things that I've wanted to watch and just have sort of sat on the shelf or like been in the back of my brain for a while. So I feel like I'm feeding that part of my soul as well. But I don't know. I feel very fortunate that I'm quarantined with my husband and I'm, I got someone by my side, so I'm not doing it solo.
Yeah, we're lucky. I feel the same way.
What about you, Chrissy?
Well, Donnie is sort of like my husband in that we are pretty inseparable and been friends for 18 years. Everybody thinks that we are married. I know. But thank God for Donnie because I do not know what I would do. Whether he's waking me up because it's like noon, because I don't go to bed till like 5 in the morning sometimes. I can't quite get it together. But when I do wake up and Donnie's already eaten his breakfast. I meditate. We often,
just act silly. We like to sing and dance,
Yeah.
Just entertain ourselves.
We really do. Really do. But meditation. I also have been like doodling a lot and trying to be creative and, whatever we can. I do keep it loose, but like I try to sort of have some sort of routine.
Chrissy, I feel like that may be an auction item.
I was just going to say, I said
I got some doodles.
She's got a lot. She's got a lot of good doodles.
Yeah.
Sign the bottom. You're in.
That's cool, right? Susan, what about you?
Who? Was it me?
You're Susan, right?
Oh, Chris.
Not bad.
I was like, oh, back to me. Yes, prayer and meditation is kind of like my regular thing. So doing that, work out either with my trainer or do some yoga, getting with friends, talking a lot, doing like the whole Zoom thing. I'm writing. I kind of always have to do a little bit of work or I just feel strange. So I'm still kind of doing some writing and creating and that's really it, right? It's weird. The time is weird. That whole, I'm like, is it 12 in the day or 12 at night? You don't really know. And then watching, I love comedy. So I binge comedy constantly. So any comedy that's out, I'm trying to watch it. So that's my other thing.
We watch, before we go to bed every night, we watch Friends. Just to cheer us up.
Good.
We're so behind the times, we love it.
And Rachel, what do you guys do?
Yeah, same as Susan, just a lot of working out, turning this body into steel.
That's not even a joke.
Just carving it out of marble. Rachel's been watching. She sits and watches. And goes, do it. You do it. And I lift and do jumping jacks. And Rachel's cooking our first baby. And so I can't lift heavy things, so I have to lift double.
Oh my God. I'm working out. We both work out every day. We have a lot of house projects. And so we're actually sitting in one right now. This is will be our nursery.
Yeah.
Has a woodland theme, in case you can't tell by the trees behind us.
And the bear.
Just trying to stay safe, keeping our distance.
Yeah, we're staying creative and we're trying to figure out how to kind of be of service to our community. We have elderly neighbors on either side, and so we're checking in on them, making sure they have everything they need. I spend a lot of day doing cameos. I'm on this app called Cameo, and I've been raising money for people in my community, and some of that's going to go to the Actors Fund as well.
Oh, that's great. Cameo.com. It's so great. People make personalized videos.
We met Chris and Rachel when we did a benefit actually for the Actors Fund in honor of our mutual friend Kelly O'Hara's friend Katie O'Hara, and that was a year ago. And this is sort of like a musical salon fundraiser for the Actors Fund, but virtually. And maybe we could, because so many people on This Is Us Sing. Chrissy, you want to start us off?
Chrissy and Donnie.
Chrissy and Donnie show.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
We might as well.
You ready? Okay.
It's for actors. Yes. Okay.
Here we go.
This is a song that we like to sing together.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little, it's a little fun song.
A little ditty.
Like to hear. Here you go. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things, what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. But since I come on home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over and stop making a fool out of me? Oh, why don't you come on over, Valerie? Well, not right now. Valerie.
Valerie. Come on, Harmony.
Did you have to go to jail? Put your house up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I don't know. Hope you finally catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. And are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. And are you busy? Maybe not right now. And did you have to pay that fine? And that you were dodging all the time? Are you still dancing? But you know what? Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess. And I've missed your ginger hair and the way I like to dress. Hey, won't you come on over? Stop doing what? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Not right now. Not right now. Valerie. Valerie.
Hey, hey, hey.
Valerie. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. Hey, hey, hey. And I think of all the things, what you're doing. And in my head, I paint a picture. Since I come on home, well, my body's been a mess. And I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Not yet. Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Not right now. Not right now, Valerie. But not right now. But not right now, Valerie. Valerie. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Not right now.
First of all, you guys are so good. Second of all, that is the most passive-aggressive song I've ever heard.
Why not?
Just an invitation that immediately sucked back.
Well, it's the right time for her to come over.
Right.
You get it.
Yeah.
I just want to say nice comments about the Actors Fund. I took several financial workshops in NYC with the Actors Fund. So many resources. Then this question, can you please repeat how much money has been raised so far? In the last 2 weeks, we began 2 weeks ago, Monday night, we raised over $120,000 just from these little tiny donations. It's so amazing. We're so thankful to people that watch this. James, we were talking because you were mentioning about, being broke. We're curious, what was your day job, anybody?
I mean, Mandy didn't have one. You started off really early, right? So Mandy didn't have one. We can ask the others.
So Mandy, you were just like, I became a star.
You're the crappy pop star.
Mandy entertains day and night.
So your day job is being entangled. Great. Chrissy, what about you?
My first job was McDonald's when I was 15. And then, of course, right before I booked the show, I was actually a talent agent. I don't know if you guys know that. For 9 years. So.
Whoa. Wait, so did you discover anybody?
Yeah, I worked on Ariana Grande's team, Cameron's team. Yeah, a lot of young adults who were, I don't know, famous.
Was there anybody that you passed on that you're like, oh, it turns out Robert De Niro is talented?
No, but I recently remembered that I represented Phineas O'Connell and Billie as his sister, Billie Eilish, and I was like, oh my God, that was Billie. She was like 7. Wow. So weird. So I like to say I have a great eye for talent. So I haven't passed up on anybody. I really love that. I mean, it was hard, but I really love doing it.
What about you, Susan? Why were you broke? What was your day job?
Because I have no day job. See, that was my problem. This is now we get into the core of what was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like now we're really going in on the problem. I was only acting like once I got out of school, once I came out of NYU, I was like, I'm just gonna act and I'm just gonna make it. And I rode that till the wheels fall off, and the wheels fell off. And so I went and worked at a gym. I was at like LA. one of those, like a gym on the east side of I can't remember the name now, and it was the worst 3 months of my life. It was in the east side of Manhattan. And then a friend of mine blew up with like her jewelry, and she's had On This Rock jewelry, and she needed some help, and so she had me work for her. And it was a literal friend of mine who was like hoping I would book an acting job. So she was literally just like, work for me until you get something. And every day she was like, is it happening? Make it happen, blah, blah, blah. So that was kind of what I did after I got out of school.
There's an actual comment question because you are so pulled up and you got it going on penché-wise. Someone said, you were such a beauty. Did you dance professionally other than a dance director on the show?
I didn't. You know what? I used to compete when I was younger. I went to dance classes and they kind of like would ask certain people to compete or whatever. And so I started doing dance competitions.
Hold on.
And
Susan, you gotta describe the outfit. Go.
Which outfit?
Dancing competition outfits. Go.
Listen, glitter. Okay, I've said enough. Glitter. Glitter and like dangly things, you know. But I did tap, jazz, ballet, and then when I went to Howard, I did like I did all of the African diaspora dances, and then I would perform at Howard and stuff like that. And then after I would take classes at ALE after I left school, and then I kind of didn't do it anymore. And then This Is Us was like, "Can you come dance?" And I was like, "What?" And I got my butt kicked for like 2 months learning a dance, ballet, which was like was not my strong suit. Everything else was great, but ballet was not it. And that was what they asked me to do. So, kind of had to get that back in my bones, but it's all right.
You still got it. Hashtag still got it. Chris, what was your day job?
I hit the ground running for a while doing small theater jobs here and there. And then I toured with a Broadway one-man show called Defending. And then when that started to fizzle out, I didn't know what to do. And so to make ends meet, I was a bouncer because it was cash business, low commitment. And I would stand at the door and just hope that nothing went wrong because I don't know how to punch anything.
Wait, so did you ever have to kick somebody's ass?
No. I'm good at strong words. Hey, you knock it off.
Of the bouncer.
Yeah.
And like really.
Yeah.
No, but what he's not telling you is that's not exactly a day job, but he did enter some karaoke competitions to win money for rent.
Yeah, I used to try and be a bit of a sleeper and show up at karaoke contests in Chicago and manage to string together a couple grand over a couple of months in bars.
What were your go-to songs?
Listen. I would start with something like Folsom Prison Blues, right? You see me and you're like, "Now I hear that train a coming, it's roll," and I would like, okay, this guy can sing Johnny Cash. That's fine. Johnny Cash has a guy voice. And then for song 2, I'd come in with "Kiss" by Prince and take it all the way up into the falsetto and really blow minds.
Wait, why is it the robot? I don't know what's happening. Forget I said anything. Okay, James is a super fan. What do you want to ask him?
Well, there's so many different questions. I mean, I think one that you probably all get a lot is, what about the makeup? And I think, Mandy, you probably deal with the aging makeup the most, don't you? Like, how long does it take? Like, did you know what you were getting in for when you signed on, that it would be that much?
I had no idea. I don't think any of us knew, right? We thought we were just lucky enough to get cast in this family drama. No idea that we would be looking into the future. No, it's, you know what? It is a privilege because it means that I get to work with all of these people on screen. And if I didn't, then I wouldn't get to know them and I wouldn't get to work with them.
But no,
yeah.
How long does it? Saying it's a very positive spin on I'm in a makeup chair for 4 hours. How long does it actually take?
It's 3.5 hours
Wow.
to do the present day. And then I've done the future makeup twice and it's about 5.5.
Wow. I don't want to give any spoilers. I just saw the season finale today, so I don't want to give any spoilers. But I think it's in previous episodes where you're in the future in the bed. Is that you?
That is me. Yeah, that's the 5.5 hours of makeup.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it works. Susan, because Chrissy, you haven't been in like aging makeup.
We don't know. Maybe Kate just doesn't age. No, but I have yet to experience that.
And are you the only one who hasn't?
I think so.
Wow.
Does that mean that? Oh, come on, man.
Regardless, Jack is not alive in present day, but Milo is still around. So
Everyone
not either way, but I have no answers if that's what you're looking for.
Yes, I am.
You know, one thing Seth was asking me earlier was like when you got the pilot and you shot it and you knew how it ended with that
Amazing
reveal. Did you like tell your friends and family, or did you just like when it aired, was it like, you know what I mean, like to get that full effect of like, oh my gosh, that twist?
No, we didn't tell anybody anything.
I didn't tell anybody anything.
You wanted to surprise them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Plus, we want to keep our jobs. You know, but like, no, I think that's what's so exciting is like you're like waiting and watching somebody watch the pilot, and you're like, did they get it? Did they get it? And some people get it, and some people don't, and then they're like, their minds are blown. So either way, it's pretty fun. But I waited.
Do you see yourself in old age makeup and go, oh my God, I am my mother?
No. You do, Susan, because I don't see anyone in the family.
There was one point where I was like, wait, what? My mom? Like, it was like I caught it out like in the sunlight or something. And I was shocked at like, I was like, maybe this is what I'm going to look like. Like it was a moment, you know what I mean? But yeah, they're really good. I mean, really, really good at that makeup thing. I find.
It's very subtle.
Is it hard to talk with that stuff on your face?
No, right, Mandy?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's like I feel like I have kind of the luxury of forgetting it's there. I think Mandy's in makeup way longer than anybody. She's a champ. John Huertas is a champ because they really, you know, are there all day in this makeup. You know what I mean? And so I haven't had a chance for it to wear on me the way I think that they have. But you know, they're good about it and they push through, and you know, you don't notice, but then they try to wrap them out early, which I'm grateful for, so that they can get it too.
Have you ever done like full makeup and they're like, you guys, we're breaking for the day, and you're like,
not me, but John Huertas. That happened to earlier this season. I felt so bad. He was, 3.5, 4 hours getting there at the crack of dawn or something. And they're like, well, we couldn't get to your scene today. So sorry about that. Poor guy.
I guess he could just go to sleep in his full makeup and wake up the next day.
Exactly.
I did that in my 20s. All right. What's your question?
Well, do we want to have Chris and Rachel sing?
Yes.
Let's bring on more.
Hey, by the way, Mr. Rachel, when is the baby due?
July 25th.
Okay, my favorite sign, my best friend, literally Leo. I'm so excited. Oh my God, Paul Cash, if you're watching, obsessed. Yay, I'm so excited. Okay, that's all I had to ask. Okay, go. All right.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out, excuse me while I wipe this out. We were trying to figure out what to play. And Rachel and I were thinking back to our first date, which she had kind of sidestepped me a couple of times on and had been kind of avoiding me.
It was his third attempt, and yeah.
And about an hour before the date, she called and was like, this work thing's come up and I don't think I can go. I have to go to Kinko's. You guys remember Kinko's?
I remember Kinko's.
It was for those under the age of 35. It was an all-hours copy store. Listen, there's too much to explain as far as copy machines go.
It's now FedEx office. It acquired Kinko's.
It's all very interesting. It's all very, very interesting stuff. And so I was like, there it is. I thought she was lying, and so I'm like, I'll go with you. And so,
I don't lie, so.
And so our first date started at a Kinko's, and we're standing there. We're the only ones in there, and this song comes on, and I was like, do you want to slow dance? And she said, in a Kinko's? And I said, I never meant to cause you any sorrow. I never meant to cause you any pain. I only wanted one time to see you laughing. Only wanna see you laughing in the purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Only wanna see you bathing in the purple rain. I never wanted to be your weekend love. I only wanted to be some kind of friend. Baby, I could never steal you from another. It's such a shame our friendship has to end. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Only wanna see you underneath that purple rain. And honey, I know, times are changing. It's time we all reach out for something new. That means you too. You say you want a leader, but you can't make up your mind. And I think you better close it and let me guide you to the purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Just slow dancing in a Kinko's. Purple rain, purple rain. Like 7 people in purple shirts staring at us. Purple rain, purple rain. Only wanna see you. Only wanna see you. Only wanna see you dancing in the purple rain.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out a way to do that tasty guitar riff, that sweet solo at the end, Taylor, but I couldn't figure out a way to do it.
You still got it. That was so great. So listen, Dr. LaPoo keeps saying that everyone needs to keep in touch during the social distancing with your friends. It gets very isolating. So,
and because we've heard how much the This Is Us family is like a family, and I have it on a reliable source, because here is executive producer Ken Olin. Ken!
Surprise!
How you guys?
Hey, Cam.
You hear me?
Hey, Cam.
I don't ever do these things. It's a big surprise. Hey, Taylor. That was great, you guys. Chris, Rach, how you feeling?
Great. Actually,
Yeah.
second trimester
Okay.
is really working out. Yeah.
Good. How are you guys? Hi, Chrissy.
Hi, Ken. This is my friend
How
Donnie.
you guys doing? Hi. How are you? Hi, Mandy.
Hi, we miss you, Ken.
Yeah, I miss you guys. We're in New York. Look, it's light where you guys are.
You're in New York, Ken?
Yeah.
You could
Look,
have.
it's dark.
Well, I guess we
Seth,
can't.
hi. I used to listen to you all the time on the radio. It's very nice to see you.
That's so nice, but why are you used to?
Well, I guess I don't listen to the radio anymore. I'm just strictly television now.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. That's very sweet. I'm a big fan of yours. I applaud you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thanks. How are you guys? This is a great thing you're doing.
Oh, well, thank you. It's me and Jimmy. James, you have to ask Ken.
Well, Ken, we
James.
were wondering. Of course, I watched you on 30-something back in the day. What's the deal?
I wasn't born yet, but I heard it was a great
Right.
show.
What?
No, well, certainly none of them were born.
What's that?
None of them were born.
I
The
know.
whole cast, they don't believe it. They don't believe that I was a great actor.
You're a great actor. I've seen the reruns. Anyway, but he wants to ask how you transitioned from actor to producer. It's kind of everybody's dream in a lot of ways.
Well, on 30-something, I started to direct, and I would direct 2 episodes a season. And then, I was never, I wasn't like these guys, I was very self-conscious as an actor. I felt I was very self-conscious as an actor. And during the second season, I started to direct, and my wife, Patricia Wedding, was very supportive, very encouraging of my becoming a director, because I seem to be, as these guys will attest to, I seem to lose myself when I direct. As Dan says, I don't have a filter. So I think I just felt very comfortable directing, and after 30-something, I pretty much started to focus exclusively on directing. And from that, then when I did Alias with JJ, I became an executive producer.
But what does that mean? Because it's sort of like when they're like, it's such a, on Broadway, producer sometimes means investor. What does it mean that you're the producer of This Is Us? What's your job description?
Oh no, they're different. There's producers or line producers that are more involved with the money and things on television. As an executive producer, I have more of a creative role. I mean, Dan Fogelman is an executive producer and the showrunner, the creator of the show. So, he's ultimately the voice of the show. But as an executive producer, you tend to have, depending on your level of involvement, you tend to have a little more authority. Like they all do whatever I tell them.
Sure.
No, they don't do anything I tell them. It's just, but so you tend to have a little more creative control, I guess. That's primarily the role of an executive producer, especially in a creative capacity.
Has there been anything that you really wanted in the show that finally Dan agreed to, that you're like,
No.
we put in?
No. I thought they should all become cops. Just like, but Dan didn't think that would be a particularly good idea. Susan's really good at action though, so that would, right? Sue would have been really good as a cop, but Dan didn't want anybody, running around too much.
Can you make sure that Kate is alive in future episodes, please?
Yeah, she will be.
Yay! I told you.
She will be.
I know nothing.
By the way, Ken, we've been asking everybody about their day job. So before 30-something, what did you make money? What was your day job?
After school, after I went to New York, I started studying acting. I started working enough that I could support myself. I had really supportive parents, so that was helpful. It put me through acting school, and then I would get enough work to kind of keep going. I didn't have too many other day jobs.
I get it. You're very successful. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty successful.
That and just riding the rails.
Okay,
Except when Patty was pregnant, the only job I could get was at Alaska Rep, which was in Alaska, oddly enough, in Anchorage, Alaska. So when she was 7 months pregnant, we went to Anchorage, Alaska in January. Yeah, that was good. That's the only way we could get insurance. So I mean, I didn't exactly have glamorous jobs. One time I did like a couple of weeks on a soap opera, and all I remember is that I had to wear. I didn't have a shirt on, and I had a vest and a tie. I don't remember. It was the 80s in New York. So, it wasn't a great look. I was on Falcon Crest. I was a priest. I had a couple scenes with a horse. That wasn't a good look. It was all leading to directing.
Well, on that note, we got some donations in.
We should start singing again.
So here. We want to thank Lindsay from North Carolina, who gave $25 to the Actors Fund. Megan from Washington, $25. Martin from California, $75. Jeff from California, $25. Elizabeth from Florida, $25. Tyler from Illinois, $100. Maria from New Jersey, $100, and Lee from Utah, $50. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so I sort of do this thing, which I've been doing all these shows, these Stars in the Houses, where I'm sort of fascinated when memory kind of goes away because we have things memorized for long periods of time and then we stop memorizing them. So I'm going to sort of give a little test for you guys on things you have memorized in the past and see if you still remember them.
Oh.
I know I didn't email you about this part 3. So Chris, I'm going to start with you. So Chris, you do this 8 times a week. Do you remember the rest of this phrase? Blah, 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 your hair.
Blah, 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 your eyes.
Keep going.
Blah, 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 care. Blah, 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 skies. Tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, it's the cottage for 2. Blah, 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 darling, with you.
Wow, okay.
Wow.
Good luck topping that.
Impressive.
Okay.
Gershwin, baby!
So, Susan, I know that you haven't necessarily started musicals, but I was researching you, and apparently you photobomb karaoke's when people are not interested in you singing. You sort of take over. So since you do so, yeah, thank you. Since you do so many karaoke's, can you please finish this classic karaoke phrase? I've been to paradise, but I've.
That's classic?
Yes, it is. If you're my age, Ken. I've been to paradise, but I've.
But I've never been to Florida.
So good.
And by the way, what a beautiful voice.
Was I close? Was I close?
You were really close, and your voice is amazing.
Ken, you need to write that in to make sure that goes into next season. I want to
These are
hear.
really pretty. I know. That's good. Sue, that was pretty.
Susan, it's a classic 70s phrase.
Come on.
Sing it again.
I've been to paradise, but I've
Never been to Washington.
Think the 70s when lyrics make no
She
sense.
knows the song.
Do you?
I don't know the song. I'm sorry.
To me.
I've never been to me.
You've never been to yourself. Oh, that's like a spirit. It's like a inner. Okay. Yes.
Like an inner?
Not good. I know
Like
it
an
now.
inner?
Huh?
Now, Chrissy, I know
Like
you're
an
not
inner?
Broadway, but we want you to do Broadway. So I thought, since this is being revived every 5 years,
I feel sick.
please finish the phrase with the role that you should be playing. But the tigers come at night.
with their voices soft as thunder, as they tear your hope apart. This is like the hardest song to sing.
I know you're amazing. Susan, what are you upset about, dear?
I wish I got that one.
On my own, pretending he's beside me. Hey.
I know the part Chrissy was singing.
That sounds good.
Mandy. Now, dear, I know that you, as a child, you went to musical theater camp like I did, but you went to Stage Door Manor.
I did.
I went to day camp because I was too scared to do sleepaway because I would have been peeing in the bed. Anyway, the point is, you went to Stage Door Camp, and I know that this is the role you played back in Stage Door Manor.
We just got.
Oh no!
I touched it.
That's right. We got inside.
I don't remember it.
Oh, you're gonna have to try. Those Canaan days we used to know.
Where did I go? Where did they go? I don't remember the rest. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Raise your berets to those
days.
Thank you.
Guys, we're talking like I was 12. That was a long time ago.
That was 10 years ago.
But wait a minute. You found out what was her part? She was one of the brothers. Right?
I was Reuben.
Yeah, you actually were a drag king. You actually were literally one of the brothers and Joseph, right?
Yeah, I acted. What was the question?
Joseph, you were one of the brothers. You were literally a drag king.
That was Reuben. I think that was the name, right?
I don't know. I do my research, girl. I do my research.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
All right, so our final question we were asking, like, do you guys get like the full year script in advance or every week? Or you like, that's what happens to me?
Yeah, we're in shock sometimes.
You get it just week by week?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes we'll get them 3 or 4 days before we start shooting the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then, man, do you sort of know like what the whole season's going to be, and you have to keep your trap shut the whole time?
Me?
Yeah.
No. No. I think they pretty much have a early on before we start shooting. They have they get together and they probably have an overview of what the season is going to be, the writers. But then that shifts, I think, as things go along. And pretty much by the end of the season, they're breaking stories, maybe a few episodes ahead and writing scripts 3 or 4 episodes ahead, and that's it. It starts to get pretty tight at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Any chance of a 30-something reboot?
Well, we were actually about to start shooting one. And then because of COVID-19, they've been shutting production down, so we didn't shoot it. They're doing a reboot that's based pretty much on the children of the main characters. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen now because all of the pilots have been shut down and stuff. So,
Ken, one of my favorite things about the show is, and I don't know how much you or who's involved with this part, is the way that you guys handle adoption and fostering. Seth and I, well, first off, we have a daughter who's adopted who's 19, who did my hair right before the show, who's upstairs, Julie. But we also have been doing for the last 5 years a benefit for older foster kids. I mean, they're in early 20s and called You Gotta Believe here in New York. They're the only organization in New York City that helps older foster kids find homes, which is special, and families. And especially right now, it's crazy difficult. In fact, we're going to have Mary Keane, the director, on a future episode to talk about it, along with David Hansel, who's the head of Administration for Children's Services here in New York. But where do you guys get that? Where does that come from? Why? Because I feel like your show is so representative. It's like true. And especially Susan, like you bring that girl in, and it's like it was all so realistic, and it wasn't just like, oh, we're the good people because we got this foster kid and she's coming in. It rang true. I'll tell you this much: it rang true for all the people that You Gotta Believe, and they're the experts here in New York, and they said, wow, what they're doing on This Is Us is real.
I mean, I think all of the writers, are pretty vigilant about doing their research and trying to be responsible. And whether if stories are autobiographical, then there's that. But if they're not autobiographical, they reach out a lot. Like, in terms of dealing with a character who is blind, there was a lot of work done in terms of reaching out to different organizations. And I think as far as adoption goes and older adoption, that absolutely that was part of the work that they did. And I think that they certainly Dan and the rest of the writers take that really seriously.
So well done, and it's so helpful for.
Yeah, no, it's these guys.
Once a child hits 8 years old, they're deemed special needs because basically nobody wants to bring them into their family because their older kids have problems. So it's so great you guys do that.
Yeah, I think so. And Mandy, I mean, that's something that you've been involved in charity and for a long time for children, especially, right? I mean, you want to talk about that a little bit before you and your handsome husband behind you sing?
Sure. I mean, I've been in this industry now for 20 years and run the gamut with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society to working with organizations that sort of focus on global health for kids around the world. And like you said, it just, I think we all can sort of agree. It is so heartening to be a part of a show that creates a dialogue around very important issues in our culture and society. And it's something we're all really extremely proud to be able to foster those and engender those conversations that and about topics specifically that don't necessarily get talked about on television shows. So, yeah.
Here's a nice comment, by the way, from somebody. As an adopted child with white parents, I really appreciate and admire the way the show handles parents' adoption. So important that representation. Brava. So nice to make that. Okay, so what's happening music-wise? You're going to do those Canaan Days? What? Tell me.
I think we're just going to sing a song really quick that from my a record that I had that just came out. This is Taylor. We wrote the record together, so he's going to sing a little bit with me. We're literally sitting on the floor in our living room, so sorry, guys.
Perfect.
Of course, now I forget the words.
Chase
Sorry. I'm chasing after the quiet, watching sunlight hit the dust, missing connections, changing directions. Waiting for something, someone to trust. I'm sitting at a piano that I don't even know how to play. Oh, conversation, new revelation. No one to hear what I'm trying to say. Stars tell fortunes that aren't really there. The lonely keep on dancing, reaching for golden ribbons up in the air, but I'm looking for silver lanterns. The past drifted out into orbit, but I'm back in the atmosphere. I'm spinning around, guess I'm still falling down. Part of me's missing, part of me's here. Stars tell fortunes that aren't really there. The lonely keep keep on dancing, reaching for golden ribbons up in the air. But I'm looking for silver landings. I've been unpacking a suitcase ever since I was a kid. I wanna stay home, but I know that I won't. I keep looking out when I need to look in. Stars tell fortunes that aren't really there. The lonely keep on dancing, reaching for golden ribbons up in the air. But I'm looking for silver landings. Oh, I'm looking for silver landings.
So great. Oh, so acoustic. I just love it. So focused. Okay, you guys, so Sam, we have to wrap it up. What do we have to? So first of all, I mentioned the last second auction. Anybody? Someone's like, oh, I may have something. Who had something? Maybe Chris. You're saying
I put together like a little "This Is Us" package with like maybe a cast. We made these hoodies that were cast gifts, and I have a couple left, and some like custom things that only were available to us. So I'll put a little "This Is Us" gift package together, and then I'll try and find them. I have the medical bands from when Kate and Toby were in the hospital. So we'll see if
Wow.
real crap.
What about the baby?
Chrissy, you're going to do the doodle. Walking off the baby.
Jelly Jack or Wells? Because Wells is available.
Yeah.
Jelly Jack we got to keep, but yeah.
Just go to startsandhouse.com. That's all I have to say. We have to promote tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow at 2 p.m., Plays in the House, the original Broadway cast of the Heidi Chronicles, one time only at 2 p.m. matinee. And it's not going to live online afterwards. So people watch it 2 p.m. Eastern. And then tomorrow night, the Frasier cast is going to be with us. Yes. The entire cast. David Hyde Pierce took that ball and he ran with it. There's going to be so many surprise guests that he's lined up. I can't even begin to tell you. That's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And thank you, everyone.
Guys,
and
so
Thank you guys.
So happy to see everybody's face.
Thanks for having us.
Stay healthy.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Stay healthy, you guys. Thanks for doing this.
Yes, stay healthy.
You guys come back. We're gonna
Everyone
drop
be
on the
safe.
Poog and say goodbye. The Poog, say goodbye.
Bye, Tom.
Stop the Poog. Okay, end the broadcast. End the broadcast. Push the button.
Bye, Taylor. I love you.